Hey, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're doing another Swiss Khans of Tarkir draft. Got Polluted Delta, which is about 5 tickets, so I'm going to take that. Other good picks in here. Well, fortunately, we're not passing anything like off-the-wall nuts, but there are some good cards in here. I mean, Seek the Horizon. Well, not Seek the Horizon. Warden of the Eye, Einak Bonkin, Treasure Cruise, Windscarred Crag. All fine. Throttle. Good. Palace, good fixing. But let's take Polluted Delta and what color combinations use blue and black? Sultai. I think that's it. But we don't have to marry our Polluted Delta. We'll just take it. Love those tickets. Past a Murderous Cut. Well, it's like Christmas. I love that card. So we're going to take the Murderous Cut. Feet of Resistance in here, which I like. Another Throttle. And nothing else too nuts. I like Ponyback Brigade. Lurkers are underrated. Big performers. I like them. Awaken the Bear. Also kind of underrated. I feel like this card goes later than it should and played less often also than it should be. It's just a really good card. But let's slam this Murderous Cut pretty happily. All right. Well, no good follow-up black pick that I see. So why don't we just take the strongest card in the pack, which I think is actually the Incremental Growth. Anything else that's really worthy of mentioning? I mean, I like the Kieran, I like the Watcher, Warname Aspirant, so the other two uncommons are good. Kieran's good, Chill is good, I like another Brigade is nice. But yeah, Incremental Growth is a great spell. Very, very strong. Very strong spell. So we'll take that. Black-green, what does that put us in? Well, a couple different options, I suppose. Both Abzan and Sultai. So both of those options still on the table. All right, well, I'm a big Alpine Grizzly fan. There's also Mardu Skull Hunter, which is a fine card. But I think I actually like Grizzly more. It's a great spell. Grizzly is quite good. And nothing else of too much note in here. Hate Blade is, of course, playable. And a little land fixer, of course, but don't really need it yet. Yeah, I think we're fine with the Grizzly. I probably like the Grizzly more than maybe most people. I don't know. That's tough to say. I like Grizzly a lot, though. Some people aren't the biggest fan, or aren't as big a fan as I think they should be. All right, I think we slam a Jungle Hollow here. Helps us fix, and we're not really giving up anything of too much substance, so seems fine. Okay, well, Blossoming Sands could help put us in Abzan territory. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, not really giving up any picks once again. Unless I want to play Jund or something. Or I could take the Jeskai Elder for Sultai. Any issues with that? Not really. Jeskai Elder's a good card. I do have the Polluted Delta already, which would be better fixing. I mean, Jeskai Elder is good. It's actually really good for Sultai, too. Arguably better for Sultai than it is for Jeskai, because Sultai wants to put cards in their graveyard. You know what? I'm going to take the Elder over the Blossoming Sands. All right. We can take Shambling Attendance here, and I think we are, because there's just nothing else really in this pack with any substance, so it seems fine. Geez, another one? Well, I'm going to take a Treasure Cruise this time around, because I like it more than the second Attendance. All right, so now we're in a position where we've got 3 Delve cards, but not quite enough enablers to get a bunch of stuff in our graveyard. We do have the Elder, and we have a Polluted Delta, but I would like some more. Warden of the Eye, that card's good, but too many colors away, I think, at this point to really make work. Skaldkin's just not good in general, but especially not good if you can't activate its ability. Not really feeling the Snake Skin. I guess we can take a Tusked Colossedon. It's not a great card, but it's certainly a playable creature. Okay, so options now. Singing Bellstrike and Rotting Mastodon. Well, if I'm playing Elder, I think it's going to be better for us to have a green-blue shell and then splash black for both Murderous Cut and Shambling Attendants. So for that reason, I guess I'll go Singing Bellstrike, but I would hope to not have to play it because I'm not a very big fan of that card in general. I don't really need any of these cards. Banners do run the best in Sultai decks because Sultai decks want cards in their graveyard, but yeah, I don't really feel like hating anything either. I mean, I guess I can take a 2/2 flyer for 4. Would prefer to not play that. Alright, we can take a Molting Snakeskin, but not likely to want that either. Here I think I'll just hate a Summit Prowler because it's a fine card, I think. Alright, Jeskai Banner, I don't think we're going to need that, but we'll set it inside. Alright, decent pack 1. Got some pretty powerhouse cards in Murderous Cut, Incremental Growth, and Treasure Cruise. And the fixing, of course. Let's see here. Dismal Backwater, kind of an unexciting first pick, but it does seem to be the one I'm likely to pick. Taigam Scheming is fine, but that usually tables. Scout the Borders is better than Taigam Scheming, so I can actually consider that one. But I think both of those are very likely to table, so it's probably just an easy Dismal Backwater. Help our mana base a little bit, and not really giving up too much on color. I do like Awaken the Bear, like I said before, but I think I'd prefer to have a good mana base for now. Okay, well, Smoke Teller is a fine card, but it's not the most exciting second pick. Otherwise, I mean, Weave Fate is fine. Another Taigam Scheming, not really feeling that. Could take the Teamer Charger. I probably like that more than the Krumar Bondkin. Just because it's played early and it's, you know, it's a pretty good threat to play on turn 2. It's also reasonably good defensively. Not the most exciting second pick, but we'll take it. It's either that or like a Krumar Bondkin, but I don't really like that too much if black is my splash color. Alright, Sultai Charm is probably an easy pick. Although there is a Wind Scout in here which I like. I don't like it more than the Sultai Charm by any means. And Bitter Revelation, which I would also like for this deck. Longshot Squad 2, I would play that. And the Scout the Borders, which I mentioned earlier. And I hope I get. But yeah, Sultai Charm is very good. Happy to take that. Woolly Loxodon seems fine. It's a good card in general, and it's strong. It's also a Monastery Flock, but I definitely like the Loxodon more. Although, I mean, we do have some good finishes already, but we've got a decent early game plan already going. In fact, I'm going to set cards I'd just like to not play in my sideboard now. I don't mind playing the Colossodon for now. I mean, I guess I'll leave Singing Bellstrike in for now, but yes. I would also prefer to not play that. But I think Woolly Loxodon looks perfectly good and acceptable here. Alright, Archer's Parapet is a good card. Also a Krumar, which is fine. But yeah, I think Parapet's actually just perfectly fine. We get to use the ability, even if it's on our third color. And it's just a good defensive card, so I like it. Alright. Scout the Borders, but I think I still want the Backwater more. It's also a Force Away, which is a fine card, but I definitely like having good fixing. Alright, Soothsayer seems like a pretty nice pickup here, so we'll take that. Not really giving up anything. Soothsayer's pretty powerhouse for Sultai deck. Alright, another Backwater? Alright. It's either that or a Water Whirl, but I'm cool with all these Backwaters. Our mana base already looks really good. Alright, we can take a Taigam Scheming, but I think I'm actually going to take the Awaken the Bear because I think Taigam Scheming is like a lesser form of Scout the Borders, which I still think we can either table or get out of the next pack if I really need it. And Awaken the Bear I'm just always happy to have. So, alright, well, we got a Taigam Scheming anyway. You know, I think I'm actually just going to take a Weave Fate over it. I really don't think Scheming's that good of a card. There, I said it. not that good of a card, even where it would be at its best in Sultai. I'm just not a big fan of Taigam Scheming. Whereas, I'm not even a big fan of Weave Fate, but I would still prefer to play it as a form of card advantage, and it still puts cards in your graveyard. Alright, we did Table Scout the Borders, which I mentioned before, vastly superior to Taigam Scheming. Because you actually get a card out of it, whereas you don't actually get a card out of Taigam Scheming. In fact, you don't get any card out of Taigam Scheming. But now we're looking actually pretty good. We got some good Delve enablers. How many Delve cards do we have total? We've got the Cut, we've got Treasure Cruise, and Shambling Attendants. So I think this deck needs more... What does this deck need more? It needs more creatures. Kind of a low creature count for incremental growth. So I think we need some more. Alright, there's a Wetland Sandbar in here, which I'll take. Not excited about it, but I did say I needed more creatures, so I do think Wetland Sandbar qualifies. Some people tend to forget, and I used to as well, so I'm not going to hold it against you or anything. I'm still going to take the Krumar over the Banner because I'm a little bit short on creatures, even though it's not that good on the splash and I can't use its activated ability. Well, we get rewarded because we get a Banner anyway. Where was I seeing? Some people tend to forget that you can have a low creature count deck if you have forms of card advantage, which we do in both Weave Fate and Treasure Cruise. Alright, we're on to the last pack, and I think we're going to take this Ghostfire Blade. Even though we are, as mentioned before, short on creatures, I don't feel like taking anything over it. Dead Drop's a fine card. I think Ghostfire Blade is just one of those better cards. The funny thing is we don't even have that many morphs, so we're going to end up probably paying max price for it every time. But even paying max price, I still like Ghostfire Blade a lot. Also, there's a Grizzly in here, which I'd like to table. I don't think we're going to table Dead Drop, but I've seen it happen. Stranger things have happened. The nice thing is this Ghostfire Blade pickup makes our Wetland Sandbar slightly better. Wow, past the Siege Rhino. Well, I think we're going to take that. Don't really have a means to splash it, but otherwise, what else am I really taking? I kind of feel good because not only is it worth a couple tickets, but I'm not even giving up anything. I'm really not. A Bondken, maybe. Smoke Teller, maybe. So we're just going to take tickets. Not likely to play it. I would splash for it if I... Well, guess I could. But no, we're going to take the Pearl Lake Ancient. Because that card's strong, and we definitely can make it work. So we're going to take Pearl Lake Ancient over the Blossoming Sands. As cute as it is to splash the Siege Rhino, I'd rather just have big old dude. Pearl Lake Ancient's sweet. I mean, it's tough to get excited about a 7-drop, but it's a powerful card. And we always run 18 land decks anyway, so. Otherwise, Crippling Chill is also quite good for the old Sultai deck. Filling your graveyard and cantripping is very nice. But yeah, I think it's an easy Pearl Lake Ancient. Actually, you know, Death Frenzy is a great card too. But I am going to take the 7-drop Pearl Lake Ancient. But yes, Death Frenzy would also be a very powerful card for this deck. I like the board wipes, especially if I'm playing a low creature count deck. Death Frenzy would be much better. But Pearl Lake Ancient just seems a bit too good to pass up here. All right, River Wheel Aerialist, another good finisher. Our curve looks decent enough where I could get away with it. But there is a Jeskai Wind Scout too, which is also quite good. Maybe we have enough finishers where I don't need the River Wheel Aerialist, but it is tough to deny the value of a 6-drop 4/5 flyer. It's a lot of upside to that card. And yeah, I think I'm going to take the Aerialist over the Wind Scout. I do like Wind Scout too, but I think I like the Aerialist more here. I think it's just going to be more powerful. We could get aggroed out potentially, but we'll live with that. I think Embodiment of Spring just suddenly got a whole lot better in our deck. So we're up to 22 cards. I think the first cut should probably be Singing Bell Strike. So we'll cut that and we'll take this Embodiment, which is just really nice for our deck at this point. All right, we could take a second embodiment. Otherwise, we take a Skull Hunter. No, I think I'm fine taking the second embodiment. And we'll cut a Unyielding Krumar for that. Third one? Oh, geez. I don't know if I need that much. I think I'm fine taking a cancel here, actually. I usually never excited to play cancel, but it seems like a deck that could use it. What am I cutting for? Probably don't need the banner. As good as banner is to help us get to our 7-drop and fill our yard, I'd rather have the embodiment because it blocks. So, yeah, I think embodiment is a nice pickup and cancel is a fine replacement for that. All right, Scoured Barrens. If I take this Scoured Barrens, I may actually try and make the Siege Rhino work. As greedy as that is, it's kind of sounding appealing. Especially with the double embodiment. Yeah, we got real here. Stuff just got real. Even though Disdainful Stroke's a good card too, actually. But we're going to take that. We're going to make this Siege Rhino work. I'm kind of happy about that, actually. So what's the cut? Because I am running 18 lands. Maybe the cancel. I don't have any problems with cancel in general. My main issue with cancel in Khans of Tarkir, or Khans of Tarkir, not Khans of Tarkir. Khans of Tarkir is that people play morph creatures. So you don't even know what you're countering when you leave it up, which can kind of be bad. I guess I don't need any of these cards. Oops, I let the thing go too long, so then I ran out of time. I can play Smoke Teller over Wetland Sandbar. It seems pretty easy. I like extra toughness and being able to look at morph dudes. Kara Dreadmaw is at least a nice sideboard card to have. 2 of them seems a bit overkill, but we'll do it. Sidisi's Pet, fine, not exciting. And don't need that, but we'll take it. All right, so got ourselves a deck. It's looking very cool. We're 4-color once again. Let's cut this Rotting Mastodon, and then I still need to cut one more. I think we are cutting the cancel. So I believe this is going to be our deck. We have enough creatures to make incremental growth good, which is always nice. We've got good fixers. Our mana base looks nice. No shortcomings of this deck that I can see. So very good. Low on morph. I guess that's our one shortcoming. In fact, do we only have one morph? One morph guy. So Ghostfire Blade, slightly less good, but certainly still good enough to play. Especially, it's honestly not even that bad on an Embodiment of Spring. Turn it into a 2/5. That's not a bad body. Let's be honest. Let's be real here. I still like to scout the borders quite a bit for our delve enabling and in case we're missing a land drop. And we don't even have that much black in the deck, which is also very nice. I'm not, to be honest, I'm not even sure we need to run more than one swamp. I do want to run one swamp because both Polluted Delta and Embodiment should have something they can find. But I think we can get away with one swamp in this deck. In fact, one swamp is almost like overkill. We've already got 6 sources of black for 5 spells, but I guess we do run one swamp. We're going to run 1 plains as well. And 1 plains, Scoured Barrens, and double embodiment is more than enough for Siege Rhino. So then we get to divvy the rest of our mana base up for blue and green. Which means, before I do that, I should add, I like to have a running total going in my head so I know how much I need. So we only have 1 green fixer, which means we're going to need quite a bit of green since green's our most prevalent color. We already have 4 sources of blue and 6 sources of black. So 1 swamp is fine, 1 plains is fine. The rest should definitely be green, I think. So this would be 8 sources of green, 7. God, that's so much black fixing. 7 sources of black, which is just more than enough, really. And then 7 sources of blue, which is a little bit short, actually, to reliably cast these Embodiment of Springs. 7 sources of blue. I mean, I can get away with it. To be honest, I'm almost tempted to cut the swamp, because 6 sources of black for 5 spells seems like it should be enough. But if I do cut the swamp, am I going to have a lot of problems? I don't need to cast any of my black spells early. All right, I'm not going to run a swamp. As odd as that is, I want 8 sources of blue and I want 8 sources of green. I guess the main issue is I can't find a swamp off Polluted Delta. That seems so wrong. I just don't like overkilling it on black sources so much. But I may just have to do it. So this would be 8 sources of green, 7 sources of black, 7 sources of blue, and, well, like 2 sources of white, but 4 with the embodiment. Could have some issues reliably casting Embodiment of Spring on turn 1, but I think we're going to do it anyway. All right, so still pretty good mana base, I would say. I've got some exciting cards in here. We ended up getting some pretty good value with both Siege Rhino and Polluted Delta in terms of resellability of this deck. We'll probably make about 7 to 8 tickets back, which is always a good feeling. So overall, I do like this deck. I think it's good. I think we're running pretty solid looking Sultai build. A little bit short on removal, but we do have a Sultai Charm and a Murderous Cut. And Awaken the Bear is a trick, and that seems like it should be enough. So, alright, this looks like a fun deck to play. We'll see you round 1.